So, what is Bhagavad-Gita? In short, Bhagavad-Gita is only yatharthgita.com. Rest all Gita sources that exist are not Gita. Now let's begin. The first conclusion about Gita is that it is complete knowledge, which means you don't need any other knowledge if you truly understand the real meaning of Gita. There's nothing else left to know after this knowledge. This is the source of other knowledge, and even if you gather all other knowledge together, they cannot be equal to the source. In the last stage, you will become Bhagavad Gita, meaning the book becomes you and you don't need the book. That means you are done. You have reached the final evolution stage of humans, and there's nothing to reach after this level. What does it mean? You would become everything, everywhere, all at once. So, is there anything else left to do after that? Yes, because the work never stops. The game of life is infinite. There's no end to it. Basically, you would become the owner of the game of life. So, what is left to do after that? Since the game continues, you also continue and help others to become the owner of the game who are almost ready, or help others in reaching that level. But you would be free of any rules. You won't work for the game works for you. Does that mean you will control the game? Yes, you would control the game whenever it is required, only then. Because the game works for you and not the vice versa. You exist, so that is why the game is going on. Your presence only makes the game run, but you don't control the players individually, since they function independently as they are part of the game and under the control of the game. But they have the option to break this control. Remember, this level is unimaginable. You have to practically reach this level to know what I'm trying to write in words. Those who become the owner of the game or in a stage of becoming that will only point towards how to become the owner of the game directly, which is done by yatharthgita.com, or indirectly in hints by giving incomplete but pure knowledge which was given by Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Guru Nanak, and rest of them. Because they are pointing towards that source, Bhagavad Gita, indirectly. The reason they didn't point it out directly is because of the society they were born in, which was very low-minded. Now let's discuss the misconceptions about Bhagavad Gita which many people have. Many people say that they are living the life of Bhagavad Gita. Also, as per them, Gita is the ABC of spirituality. Karam is about doing any work without worrying for the fruits of its action. You have to leave Gita to do that work. I had the same misconceptions before I just read a wrong interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. My nature is exploring, so I just started hearing different sources of Gita. I had developed an interest in it and instead of my own nature, I started putting my nature according to Gita. For Yatharth Gita, I disagreed with the author for the first 3 times of my listening because his Gita is no match with the usual concepts of Gita. Now, what others are saying about Gita was my own thinking before, but now it has changed. I am now saying the opposite of all others. The only difference is that I had already experienced what others are saying about Gita and then moved to the next level. I agree, I judge many. Judging is wrong. But everyone judge. Without it, I won't have reached the correct Gita. And now Yatharth Gita is my judging meter, my only guru. According to me and Yatharth Gita, after one becomes Gita in itself, meaning reach the last level Krishna, either he will point you towards Gita indirectly, which was done by Guru Nanak, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, Lord Buddha, and many more in their way, in their own way, since they didn't get the chance to comment on it. But they did 2 things together, and a true devotee would understand what they are pointing towards. In fact, all the religions and science will lead you towards Gita in the end. Gita is not something you understand and then leave it to do some other work. It is not only the knowledge, but it is the end too. Everything is in fact Gita. In Gita itself, it is written what I have experienced. Not all can have this experience initially. I have two purposes of commenting on Gita. Either you will get to understand some of this knowledge depending on your level, which is beneficial for you and me as well because I am just into Gita. My purpose is to give you this ultimate knowledge and then you decide for yourself what you want to do. Between you and me, I have a reference and I speak from it and I judge from it. You, on the other hand, are on your own and also doing everything what I am doing, nothing different. I want to give you that divine vision and take that as a reference for that instead of your own thinking. There is no other guru than this source if you truly understand this. Just like Krishna said to Arjuna to kill all his gurus, I am saying the same to you. Even if you don't want, but still you will get to learn something new from this source. Because again, then you will modify this source according to yourself. I listen to other sources and still explore. I haven't stopped that because of my nature. Since wrong knowledge is also helpful when you have the correct one with yourself. I haven't got just stuck to Yatharth Gita, which will be my last level, since I have my shortcomings too, but I utilize Yatharth Gita for my thirst. I am also doing 2 things together. Can you also do the same thing like me? Something just for fun, the way this universe was created, then you can go through this source. You don't have to aim to get something out of this, but you will get something out of this for sure. The way Guru Nanak keeps on praising in his words about that ultimate without even mentioning about Bhagavad-Gita is the most difficult idiom to crack. What he or Sant Kabir or Jesus Christ or Prophet Muhammad or Lord Buddha have experienced is the result of becoming the book Bhagavad-Gita. Now many people claim they are following Gurbani, Bible or Quran, what happened to them is that they are not able to move forward to where all these sources are pointing towards. In fact, you cannot understand any other religion or any other scripture or science too without Bhagavad Gita. It doesn't work like that. Those who die without getting introduced to this divine knowledge die in vain and waste their human life. Since without getting introduced to this divine knowledge, you are on your own. And there's a 50% chance you may end up in the opposite direction and could self destroy yourself. Even in that case, you will end up in Bhagavad Gita because Bhagavad Gita is the only end. The end is only Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is not a person, and it is actually the last level and the only example in humanity who gave this divine knowledge to be one with that ultimate. He is the only medium for this purpose. So, a true devotee or a guru who will lead you towards this knowledge is the only true guru that is leading towards Bhagavad Gita, and rest of others are learners themselves. Many are preaching this divine knowledge with other sources or preaching their own knowledge are the ones who are learners. They cannot help you yet. They all are not fully awakened. So even if they have no shortcomings or less shortcomings or any superpowers, that doesn't even matter. A fully awakened person or tending towards completeness can only point you towards the right direction. And I am the example of that tending personality with shortcomings. So I have my shortcomings. It doesn't mean that I am fully conscious and I don't have any shortcomings, but I'm pointing you towards the right direction because I have experienced every other thing, and that's why I know. I have gone through every scripture and then I came to this conclusion. It's not that I just got introduced to only one thing. So this is a huge concept. So please listen to this video with your full attention. I know I do read from what I have written in front of me because I want to give you perfect knowledge. That is why people are having the talent of speaking right away at your face, but they are giving you incomplete knowledge. What's the use of that? Or even giving you false knowledge. I have written my stuff and I am reading from that, but the reason for that is because I don't want any misunderstanding or any wrong knowledge or any incomplete knowledge. Perfection is difficult to achieve with shortcomings, and that is why I'm reading, so that I don't give you anything wrong, so that you have all the answers. So thank you guys.